Welcome to Finish First Financially. Goran Radanovic. I've got a question from Reddit that I'm going to read and just give my take on it, not financial investment advice. It says 60K just sitting there. I have about $60,000 saved in a checking account, no high yield savings account or debt at all. I'm trying to figure out the best way to use and grow this money while still keeping it available for near term goals. Here's my situation. I'm considering either leasing or buying a new Ford Ranger. I plan to rent an apartment for about a year. I'd like to buy a house within the next year. I also have a 457B and a Roth IRA that I could contribute more to. I'm not sure where I should keep this money in the meantime so I can still access it for the car and house, but also make smarter use of it than just leaving it in checking. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. There's a couple of things that are definitely to your advantage, and I think you're on the right track. I would just make certain adjustments. So well done on saving up $60,000. That's a great amount. That's much more than what most Americans have saved up. 60% of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved, if you can believe that. You don't have any debt, which is great. So the first thing that I would do to ensure that my money grows is that I'll put it into a high yield savings account. While you're busy deciding, what house you're going to buy and what else you're going to do with the money, I want to make sure that it's busy growing while I'm making my decisions, putting it into a high yield savings account. And then once I decide to buy a house within a year, I've got access to that money. So striving towards buying a house is a great goal. I think that's something that everybody should strive towards, and I think you're on the right track. One thing that's really worrying me is this leasing or buying this Ford Ranger. I don't understand why you'd even want to consider that. And what's even more alarming is that you listed that first before even buying a house, which tells me that it's a priority for you. And for me, what I would do is with the 60,000, first putting into a high yield savings account, and then I'm going to see what house I'm going to buy and the down payment that I can put towards this house. After that, I'm going to determine obviously my monthly mortgage, and I want to have my monthly mortgage, utilities, and food saved for several months in case my income stops, because just now something happens to my income, I need time to replace that income. So I need that safety net. I want my savings account to have several months saved for essential expenses and mortgage, utilities, and food. Those expenses you can't do without. So I'm taking from that 60,000, I'm taking a portion for down payment, and I'm also going to increase my savings account for the essential expenses. So you've got those two things. Then you are obviously going to contribute to your retirement savings. You decide what portion of the remaining money you're going to use, while taking into consideration that there might be some kind of asset, some kind of investment that you want to get into further down the line. So you want to have that cash available. You need some liquidity. And that's what you're going to have to decide. There might be certain stocks that you want to buy, or whatever investment you want to get into, you want to have that cash available. As for the car, I would not even consider it. Not at this time, because you focused on buying a house. That's a great priority. That's where my sole focus would lie. I'm going to dedicate a certain portion of that 60,000 for the down payment. I want those essential expenses covered for several months. I want to put a certain amount towards my retirement, and then I also want to have a portion of the 60,000 available in cash if I want to invest into something. And then there's your 60,000 pretty much split up. You wouldn't even have anything left over for the Ford Ranger after doing it like that. This is the way I would do it. Obviously, it's up to you. But, for me, with regards to the car, the only way I would bring that even into play is once I've been paying off my house for several years, I've even increased my savings. I've already done those investments that I've put the money aside for. Obviously, I've put the money into my retirement, and I've increased my income as well. Only then would I start thinking about buying this car. Definitely not now. Definitely not before I've put down the down payment and I've decided how else I want to invest with this money. That's not even on my radar at the moment. So you're on the right track. I think you could be even on a better path. That path could prosper even further if you just make certain adjustments to it. Obviously, take the car out of the equation. This is how I would do it. And I've had a lot of troubles with car payments. My car payment was about 30% of my salary, which is absolutely crazy. If you want to know more about my situation and how I got into a big financial rut and how I dug myself out of it, you can check out my book, From Homeless to Debtless with Savings. I'll put a link in the description box below, and I wish you all the best.